Interesting. Okay, that works too. Oh, Josh G starts the show. Very good, sir. Very good on you, sir. Very good.
Prepare yourself.
Very good. Yes. Hello, everybody. Yes.
Prepare yourself.
Yes, very good. We'll leave that on for a while. We like the fire burning. We'll keep the fire burning in the fireplace. Yes. It's so bitter. Good morning, Josh G. Porter Johns. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Security, I bleed for you. My eyes burn. My point is no, 'cause you'll never learn.
Good morning, everybody. Yes.
You'll never learn. I bleed for you.
Let's fill that chat up with good chats. With good intentions and good chats.
Lying and dying, all that you read. Bullets in from your mouth.
Fuck you, fucking Levi's jeans.
Up your
Fuck you,
mouth,
Ben
and
Fuck you.
sing up your lonesome little.
Hey, Steve. Hey, hippie chick. Hello.
Self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on radio, all the woman in red.
Levi's clothing company. Fuck you. It's all It starts with an F. Oh shit! Fuck you! 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 Fuck you all motherfuckers! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fucking shit! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you all! Fuck you, motherfuckers! Fuck you all! Fuck you! Fuck you, motherfuckers!
Hello, Trendies! Trendy Navy reporting in live from Orlando, Florida. Home Shot Trendy has the and all things trending. We find media and the hashtag Trendies on all forms, social media. Especially Rumble, it's back up. Make sure you're watching the show from Rumble. They're the only ones that give us free speech. And like It's So Bitter said, don't forget the thumbs up. Thanks, guys.
I would fucking kill you! If you were here, I'd fucking stick my finger in your back fucking turkey hole and fuck you! Go fuck yourselves!
Okay. We are doing that.
It's all in your head.
Yes, we are.
You'll never learn I bleed for you.
Well, hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well this morning. It's so good to see all of you showing up for the show this morning. I'm excited because I went live and like, boom, you guys were all here. So that makes me happy. So glad you guys could make it. Let me know in the chat if there's anything you want to talk about. But I've got a video. And I think everybody needs to see this video. It's from a podcaster who I never watch. And I never used to like the guy. Because I felt like, the reason I didn't like him was because I felt like everything was handed to him as a podcaster, because I felt like the fact that he knew the Young Turks was what made him famous, and I think I'm completely wrong about that. I think he built his own gaming channel on Twitch without the Young Turks. Not sure, really don't know, but that was the thing I had. I was like, man, that guy he's not as good as he thinks he is, because, you know, his uncle is Jank and they've got 1 million followers, and so all these people went over to see him because he's Jank's nephew and blah blah blah. And I was like, fuck, that guy's privileged podcaster, he's grandfathered in, whatever, he didn't earn anything. So I listened to him this morning. I've heard him speak before, he's pretty good, but I listened to this morning, man, and he was on fucking fire, bro. And I was like, I can't ignore this guy anymore. He makes a lot of sense, and him and Destiny totally disagree on the whole Middle East thing, man. They totally disagree on that. And makes him an asset to me, because I take his side, not Destiny's. You know, it makes it interesting. But what I think you're going to hear, what I'm going to play for you now, I think it's really going to open your eyes to a lot of the situation. And I think you guys should listen to this one person's experience. Just one person, very anecdotal, but you should, yes, Hassan Piker. Yeah, you should listen to this one guy that he played on his show, and he gives comments, and his commentary is pretty damn good too. So let me see if I can pull that video up for you. Go to my my history here. I have to go to my channel, huh? My channel, there we go. Go to my channel to go to my history. Can't do it. It's so stupid that you can't do that from history. Here we go. History. So this is only a 17.5-minute video. I did not make it all the way to the end. I made it 15.5 minutes in. Watch it at 720. Let me get an image of it up here. Okay, now this video. Okay. This video appeared on Hassan's channel, and the original post looks like maybe TikTok or something, or Instagram. I'm not oh, maybe Twitter. Not 100% sure where the original post came from. You'll probably be able to track it down though from this video that I'm going to show you. Let's take this and go full screen with it, and then we'll just take let's see, the chat. We'll move the chat up. Okay, and we'll put your chat here for now, and then my cam, we'll put that right here. Okay, so okay, yep, it was me. Had to close Rumble about 2 times. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Yeah, everybody's having problems on Rumble. Just reset it today. They had some kind of a problem, and I don't know what caused the downtime. If anybody has any information, let me know. If you guys can research it and find out what happened to Rumble yesterday, because it was down for so long. I mean, I understand hiccups, but it almost seemed like a DOS attack. So I'd love to know if that's what it was or if it was something else. Let's get those thumbs ups. There's 15 people. Yeah! Porta Johns, thank you. Thank you, It's So Bitter. Yes. Here now, Hassan Piker Lowell. Good morning. Drew. You'll enjoy his community a lot more than Destiny's too. Says Porta Johns. Really, his community? Okay, because Destiny's community fucking hates me. You know? I always say it's because I don't go both ways, but whatever. Whatever their issue with me is.
How I got out of Zionism. In the right direction, and I know that I will do my very best in
Dude, why did it fast forward the video? That is so weird.
So this is obviously a much longer conversation.
This is a really good video.
Story. But for the sake of bread,
This person is a settler too. Like, I think he was in the West Bank as well.
so in 2018, when I was 20 years old, I was studying in Jerusalem in an all-male religious nationalist seminary. And obviously I grew up very Zionist. And while I was there, I started having questions about the entire population that existed beyond these walls. And as part of my program, there were individuals who were doing this interesting program where folks actually...
I'm just going to make a comment here. Now, he says he got out of Zionism, but you see he's still wearing a yarmulke. And so what that tells me is he still believes in God. He still holds his Jewish beliefs. And I see that as a sign of weakness. I want you guys to know that. So this guy, while everything he says is amazing, it's an incredible story. At the same time, he hasn't grown up fully. He's not a full adult. I don't think that you ever become a full adult until you realize there's no God and that religion has been a lie your whole life. At that moment, you actually become an adult, in my opinion. So I feel like this guy, as smart, as an intelligent, as an open-minded as he obviously is, it's weird that he still wears a yarmulke and thinks that God is, controlling everything. But that's just a little aside, personal thing. Should have nothing to do with what we're actually going to watch here. So, just an observation.
Palestinians and heard some of their perspectives. And for me, I heard some good things about that program.
Twitter saying it was a cyber attack?
Were interesting and appealing, so I decided to go to that program. And I remember it was a Friday before Shabbos, and I was sitting there at 9 a.m. in Jerusalem, and a Palestinian man had come to speak to me.
This is so interesting.
And he was describing
Listen to
how
this.
he had to get up at 4:30 a.m. to make it to Jerusalem at 9 a.m., even though he lived in Ramallah, which is only like 7 miles away. So obviously my brain goes, well, that doesn't make any sense. Surely it shouldn't take you more than 4 hours to go 7 miles. And then I listened how he proceeded to talk about the system of checkpoints, how he had to get
Look
on
at these
his
guys,
bus,
like cattle, guys.
how
Herded
he
like
had to make
cattle.
a calculation of whether it made more sense for him to stay on
Look
the
at that
bus,
line, guys.
knowing that if he's on the bus, he could be kicked off the bus at the checkpoint and go to the back of the line, or if it just made sense to just wait on the non-bus part of the checkpoint to get through to make sure that he got here in time to speak to a bunch of Zionist Jews to try to convince them that Palestinians were human. So after the lecture, I went up to him, I was like, dude, this is f***ed up. What is going on?
I'm sorry. I know this is a serious story, but it is. It's so f***ed up that it's like, if you person to person have a guy describe this to you, you should that should be your response. You're like, what the and this guy lives there, chat.
What's going on here? Why didn't no one tell me about this? And I was like, can you just I didn't even know, I was like, more, just more. Tell me more. He took out his ID card, and he's like, yeah, I actually have to head back now because if I'm not back by a certain time, my provisional travel status is going to get revoked and I won't be able to leave Ramallah again. And it doesn't matter if the checkpoints held me up. And the checkpoints could take 3 to 4.
Yeah, right on. No, I'm aware. I've been aware of Hassan for a long time, and Destiny brings up his stuff all the time. So it's not like I don't know who the guy is. I've known about him since the Young Turks, bro. But yeah, I guess it got lost in the chat. I don't remember you talking about Hassan in the chat. That must have gotten lost for some reason. I don't know why I didn't see that.
4 hours. I need to head back now.
But this topic caused the demise of their podcast? What? H3 is down? They're one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube, man. Did H3 get taken down because they were talking about what's going on over there? Let me know.
I'm like, dude, it's 10:30 or 11 o'clock. He's like, I can't take any chances. Like,
I guess we're next.
I'm not risking this getting revoked. So I said to him, I was like, I need to know
With
more.
me and my
So
big,
why
5 viewers across all my YouTube channels.
So I'll tell you, the first thought that rose in my mind, it was rising and it said, if I go, you will kill me. Because that was the way I was conditioned. Growing up, for me, Palestinians were terrorists.
So, do you hear that?
You
hear this? The guy invited him to come check out what it's like to live where he lives. And his first thought was, if I go there, I'm never coming back alive. Because the way he's been taught is that he will be murdered because of who he is and where he lives. Right? Listen to this story.
Possibility.
Hey, Beasley and Enoch, what's up? Was looking for you yesterday, bro.
Certainly no possibility.
Glad you're here.
That Palestinian resistance had nothing to do with Jewish folks, but had to do with the fact
You're just 24 hours
that there
late, no
were
problem.
settlers kicking Palestinians off their land, upholding apartheid, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. So as that thought was rising, there was another voice in me, and I think this voice is a deep ancestral voice, and to this day, I'm amazed at myself that I was able to challenge all of my conditioning with the second voice, a deeper voice.
For the record, that is important. Many people don't do that. A
Yeah,
lot of people that
right?
come in here and immediately start yelling and saying things like, Hassan, you're anti-Semitic or
Right,
whatever,
right.
what you're saying must be untrue.
Right.
They're saying that because there is a secondary voice inside of their heart that says, if what you are saying is true about Israel, then everything I know is wrong. And that's really f***ed up. Like, the country that I'm defending for all these years is actually doing really f***ed up. So there's always that other voice inside of you that is creating cognitive dissonance. Because if you were a stupid person, simply just a stupid person,
Dude, it's so
then you
true.
wouldn't even be mad. Because the real stupid
What
person
he's
comes in
saying
here and
is
goes,
so
"Get
true.
Bozo, Israel on top, Palestinians are goat f***ers." The person with at least some semblance of conscience comes in here and
Oh, if they had another, H3 didn't get taken down, but they had another podcast, a spinoff, that got taken down because they were too hot. I got you, bro. Yeah, I'd have to hear the content before I could make a decision on whether or not I thought it was inappropriate. My guess is that it wasn't inappropriate and that YouTube needs to relax their bullshit. You know, they're too controlling. These are ideas that people have, and YouTube just has to get used to it. You know, and guess what? YouTube is becoming in the minority now over their feelings on this issue. And, you know, their customer base is going to prove it to them as everyone starts migrating. Oh, your Beasel's sick. I'm sorry, buddy. Aw.
and is misguided and maybe even
I hope
cynical,
she gets better.
but at least like there's a mashup of these two different conflicting opinions inside of your brain. Because the real dump is they come in here all the time. They come in here and they talk about like genocide is f***ing awesome, let's go pog. Okay, but there are at least people with like some semblance of consciousness, and they are having a hard time with the cognitive biases that they have, with the cognitive dissonance that they are experiencing. So the only thing that they can do is probably try to re-solidify and reaffirm their position. And instead
So, I mean, there's bias and dissonance. And he precedes it by cognitive. And I'm assuming that means that you're aware of it. It's something that you are aware of, right?
looking within and going, wait, maybe what he's saying I should listen to charitably. They go, I am going to suppress what my conscience is telling me because I value myself to be a progressive. And what this guy that I may have even trusted in the past, who I've thought to be a progressive in the past, is now telling me something that goes against my beliefs, my conditioning that has told me that what Israel is doing is just. These are national security concerns. These are real concerns. I always want you to remember, if you come in here with that kind of attitude, just examine deep within, inside of yourself, beyond the security concerns that you've been told, beyond the necessity for the apartheid to exist. Instead of having that knee-jerk reaction, what you should do is listen to that other voice inside of you that says, what if this stuff is true? What if what I am hearing, albeit biased, is not untrue?
And let me just pause right here and just remind you guys, look, I really want and I really hope that all of you decide to stay and watch this. It's not that long. We've only got 10 minutes, 12 minutes of it left. And you really need to hear the rest of this man's story. After Hassan finishes, you're going to hear, you really have to listen to this. You have to listen to what this guy goes through and understand the journey.
What if it is true? And then you should go on a journey. Once you ask that question inside of yourself, you have to go on a journey.
This is interesting. I just said that and then he starts talking about it.
I meme sometimes. I have angry moments.
True.
Sometimes it's clippable shit.
Take the journey.
I'm simply here as a shepherd to guide you on the right path. I am not your savior. I am not a smart guy. I'm a dumb guy. You have to then
Okay,
go and
now he
do
sounds like me, and what's funny is he's not the smartest guy out there. He's not. I've heard him, some of his takes are really bad. But I will say this, he's well read and his language selection is insane. He's got an incredible vocabulary. When I listen to him talk, some of the words he uses are out of my vocabulary. I'm like, wait, what did he just fucking say? I gotta go back and listen to it again. So he's got the book smarts, man, and he's got the linguistics for sure. That can fool you into thinking that he's real capable when it comes to figuring shit out. But you know what? It's the guy who talks like this that does this with his hands, and I want you to remember this. It's the guy who doesn't express himself very well, the guy who gets high, and the guy who's kind of crazy and yells and screams a lot. That's the guy who makes more sense than anybody, and it's weird, isn't it? I don't need all the book smarts. I don't need all the intelligence. I don't need to sound like I'm smart when I'm speaking. You just know I'm really good at figuring shit out. And, you know, you got to find that happy medium between someone who sounds intelligent and somebody who actually is intelligent. And then make the decision on what you want to watch. I'm not telling you not to watch him. You're going to get stuff out of it. But remember, sometimes you're going to get really bad takes out of this guy, too. Really bad takes. Because he does have some kind of a bias. And he's The first person to admit it, and he literally calls himself a propagandist, which I would never call myself. I would never lie to you about something to make it more popular. I would never lie to you about something to try to get you to agree with me on a point. I would never lie to you to try to convince you that, cannabis should be legalized, where we've dived deep into all of those topics, and you guys know where I reside on all of it. So understand, I'm not going to come at you with a bunch of bullshit and label myself a propagandist, because that's just not my thing. My thing is the truth. But when people are speaking the truth, and maybe not always, but those times, those gleaming moments, I will bring them to you. And this is one of them where this specific episode, everybody needs to watch this, and that's why we're watching it now.
Look it up. A lot of the stuff that I talk about is readily available. Just confirm or deny by searching the things that I have brought up, from joking stuff that sounds ridiculous, like the Israeli cum retrieval, all the way to why I say Israel is an apartheid state. Go to B'Tselem, go to the Human Rights Watch, go to Amnesty International, go and read why
Thank you,
these
Beasley
people
Enoch.
have laid out with the specifics, why these organizations,
Thank
both
you, buddy.
Israeli and international organizations, have laid out with the specifics what Israel is doing is unacceptable. Why? That's it. Because I think that if you do that, and if you are genuinely charitable, instead of trying to hide under the comfort of reaffirming the patriotic conditioning that you have been subjected to your whole life, and that does seem very comfortable. There's comfort there. There's a sense of security there, right? And there are plenty of people who are just as progressive as you are, who will also reaffirm your suspicions that maybe the naysayers are wrong. Maybe
Naysayers.
people that are pro-Palestinian are
That's what I
actually
want to call
wrong.
my audience,
It's
the
just something to
naysayers.
consider.
And that voice immediately said, well, you've been told your whole life that this person was going to kill you, and that this person was a terrorist and he wasn't human.
That's what I've been
He's
told.
standing right in front of you, and he's the exact opposite of those things.
And and let me
in
stop.
that moment, I didn't.
And that's what I was told. And then I started actually listening to Arabs. I started listening to Palestinians. I listened to Gazans. I listened to Richard Medhurst. And I listened to other people who were pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza. And you know what I found out? They didn't want to kill me. They didn't hate me because of what I was, or where I was born, or what my blood type was, or where, whatever my history was. They didn't hate me. They didn't want to kill me. They wanted to talk to me. And they wanted to try to get some things straight. And man, I came a long way with that. And I have nothing but the internet to thanks. Yes, Psycho Babble, I know you think you're funny. Yes. You are kind of funny, so I like that. So understand, there's guys out there who have proven to me that they're not out for my blood. And this guy, it's sad, it took him literally to come face to face with one of them before he realized, well, this guy doesn't hate me for being what I am. It's that sad. I mean, I figured it out by watching videos on the internet. He literally had to come face to face, but he was younger. He was much younger than me at the time. So, I was told differently. I was told my whole life that every single Arab was taught from birth that I'm to die because of who I am. That's what I was taught by my very parents, by my grandparents, by my religious leaders. This is what I was taught. This is what was whispered. This is what I was told. It was all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. It's also we'll hate. It's like what the United States government does with the Republicans and the Democrats. Oh, these people hate you. No, these people hate you. And then what do you have? You have a big hate party that never ends. And they keep feeding the fuel, keep feeding the fuel, keep feeding the fuel. And it never ends.
I vocalized that thought, and I called bullshit, and I said, yeah, I'll come. I'll come. I need to see it for myself. And I went to Shar Shechem.
That was
which
brave.
Is Damascus Gate.
Yeah.
The only place I was.
So this guy thought he was going to die. And he went over there anyway, just as a leap of faith, just to see what the hell was going on. So you have to realize that this part of the story right here is probably the most crucial, that he literally just did it. He decided, I'm going into the lion's den, supposedly, and I'm going to see what's going on over there. Okay, now listen to this. This is going to be a little eye-opening for some of you. Thank you, It's So Bitter. Thank you.
For fear that Palestinians would kill me. And the second I stepped into Damascus Gate, I essentially, I don't want to say became Palestinian, it's ridiculous. I had tremendous privilege as a settler, but I got to taste, maybe instead of a drop in the ocean, I got to taste the mist surrounding one drop in the ocean of what it's like to be subject to a settler colonial regime.
So I'm going to pause right there and just say, you gotta give him massive credit for that analogy. Not even a drop in the ocean, a mist around the drop that's in the ocean. That is so well said. And he's really such a good person for putting it that way. It's impressive. He's an impressive guy. Oh, there it is, TikTok. I see the logo.
And I got on a Palestinian bus, and for me, I was like, well, this is interesting that it's a completely different busing system. But even more than that, it's like I, all of a sudden, was with the people who were supposed to kill me, and in fact, the very opposite happened, where when I was on a Palestinian bus, all of a sudden, my sense of identity and belonging started to become Palestinian in terms of my sense of where my safety lies.
Right.
And my sense of threat immediately became
Right.
hope.
Yeah, he realized this is something that I mention all the time too. Like,
He realized he could be mistaken for a Palestinian. And he could be beaten, he could be killed. You know, he's that age too, the soldiering age. They go after guys like him if they think you're Palestinian.
why don't you go to Gaza? Like, why don't you go to Gaza and say that? And it's like, I'm not afraid of Hamas in Gaza. I'm afraid of the IDF. The reason why I can't go to Gaza right now is not because of Hamas. Like, they say this all the time, but with, like, Clarissa Ward, right? Like, they'll be like, why doesn't Clarissa Ward go to Gaza? She has! And she wasn't murdered. You want to know why? Because she's a media person. These people are not like violent, bloodthirsty monsters who are just like, oh, this is a white woman, time to kill her. No, Clarissa Ward in Gaza is under threat, not by Hamas, but by the IDF. Okay?
I'm on a Palestinian bus.
29 minutes.
I am being read as Palestinian in a genocidal settler colony. I am about to go through.
I'm gonna add in a little
and
extra dab.
Military checkpoints, in knowing that this occupying army can do whatever they want to me, and the only protection I have is an American passport, which is way more than any Palestinian has, and I was still terrified. And I remember the process of just like this image of a Palestinian father being comforted by his daughter. This man's probably 65 years old, and just me just realizing in that moment, like, the deep humiliation that
30
this person
seconds.
had to undergo. And he was someone privileged who was able to leave Ramallah to Jerusalem. And I remember just going
Indoctrination's
to the
evil,
Columbia
it always
checkpoint.
corrupts.
IDF
All
soldiers
nations
coming
need
out,
wake up and realize
harassing
that
us.
person.
And I remember going into the Columbia checkpoint and being on the inside of the wall and seeing the beautiful graffiti and seeing that there was a graffiti of someone, a kid with a slingshot. And my Jewish brain at the time said, wow, this is amazing. The Quran and the Torah are so similar. They also have an image of King David with a slingshot.
Oh, that's so powerful. I hadn't seen this part. Bro.
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers,
Oh
everybody.
my God. That's so true. King David is like David and Goliath, and yet it's vilified. It's vilified when the Palestinian kids do it.
And then after that, the bus kept going, and the slingshot was pointed at an IDF soldier. And that's when it started to crumble for me, where I said, wait a second, who's who here? Who's David?
No
Who's Goliath?
way. That's a good-ass take.
These are the same rocks that my ancestors used to resist oppression. And now these rocks...
King David is like canonically the goated story, right? It's overcoming a great evil, much larger, overcoming impressive odds, impossible odds. It's like the underdog story. Okay, great VeggieTales episode. Sure. And it is like, it's something that obviously a lot of Jews internalize. It's something that also corresponds almost perfectly to Jewish history, as Jews have been the underdogs historically, right? The minority group in every population, constantly being cast aside, constantly being purged, constantly being made out to be the villains. So like, it's definitely a story that is understandably important, and it's definitely powerful, because like in that moment you're not the underdog. To come to that recognition through powerful imagery, it's great.
Palestine are being used by Palestinians to resist oppression too. And we have become our worst nightmare. I remember sitting in a bar in Ramallah, this person just explaining to me, this beautiful Palestinian human just explaining to me, being so patient with me, speaking to a Zionist settler.
It's crazy.
Speaking to me and just saying, like, dude, like, most people here have never seen Jerusalem.
You guys hear that?
What are you talking about? It's literally right there.
Most people here have never seen Jerusalem. You know, that is so sad that you would live to such an important place in the history of humans, You would live right there, and you're not allowed to go look at it. You're not allowed to be there. That should resonate with all of you. Every single one of you. There should be shivers going up and down your spines, realizing what's going on, what was going on before October 7th in Israel.
It's like you have to be a male and 65 or older, or women 55 or older, or you need to have someone sponsor you for a work permit, but the only way they can sponsor you, there has to be an Israeli, and how the fuck is an Israeli going to sponsor you if they don't even know you exist because you're behind
Oh, did an F-bomb just get through? That's funny. Somebody forgot to edit out an F-bomb.
the wall? Again, maybe the regulations have...
Where are you going?
Aunt Arlene and I are running around.
Love you. Enjoy your running around. See you later. Shit's about to get crazy up in here.
changed. This was my experience 5 years ago. It's probably gotten worse. And I remember him saying to me, he said, Shlomo, what would you do? What would you do if your entire life, the only person of the occupying army that you saw, and the only interaction you ever had with Jews were IDF soldiers who came in and raided you and arrested you in the middle of the night, put you under administrative detention, tear gassed your homes, cut off your water and electricity, arrested a bunch of your friends, and killed you and harassed you. He said, what would you do? And I said, if you don't think that I would resist with every single fiber in my being, as long as I was alive, to liberate myself from this colonial hell, you are out of your mind. I said, how dare you even ask me what I would do? I said, do you know my ancestry? Do you know who I come from? Do you know that my lineage? My grandfather survived Auschwitz.
Wow.
Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Hanukkah. You think I wouldn't fight back? That was after 6 hours. Can you imagine what 18 years, what 30 years does to the psyche of someone like that?
Let's turn this up a little
And
bit.
y'all sit here and get confused with Palestinian resistance? Are you kidding me? All that shows me is that A, you have no idea what the settler colony of Israel is, and B, it's disrespectful. You're disrespecting yourself because you're telling me that if you were in that position, you wouldn't fight back and you would willingly die. And that tells me that if I was in Auschwitz with you and we were in the bunkers, you wouldn't
Cheers,
resist our
it's so
Nazi
better.
captors. And that is someone I don't trust.
Beasley Enoch.
So let's get it together and start telling the truth and take this seriously. Let's free Palestine for all people. For all people.
For all
Everyone
people.
on the
Yeah, it
planet.
doesn't mean,
So, as
you know,
powerful
free
work-
Palestine doesn't mean to exterminate the Jews. It doesn't say exterminate the Jews and free Palestine. It says free for all people, man, and that's how I look at that statement. And more people look at that statement that way than in a violent way. And that is something that all of you should know, and all of you should hold everybody's feet to the fire on that bullshit. When you see someone, you know, saying from the river to the sea, Palestine should be free, and someone else says you're an anti-Semite, you need to say, no, they're not an anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite. And they'll be like, what? And be like, they're Semites too. The Palestinians are Semites too. And you telling them that they're not allowed to be free, and there's nothing in that statement that says anything other than it should be free. It doesn't say anyone needs to be genocided. It doesn't say kill the Jews. So get the fuck over it, okay? And quit being a little bitch. And quit, you know, changing the narrative to suit what's going on inside your fucking pea brain. You're indoctrinate, you know? Roasted garlic berry RGB! What's up? What's up, RGB in the house? Gorilla Glue, Beasley Enoch. Porta Johns. Administrative detention's wild too. They literally hold Palestinians like that without charging them in a court. There's over 2,070 people in administrative detention right now. Yeah, that's a war crime. That's a fucking war crime.
Birds. I hadn't watched the whole thing. It's actually incredible. The thing I will say is this: a lot of people come to me and say, you know, isn't it mind-boggling or mind-numbing that people willingly misunderstand what you have to say? It's mind-boggling, and isn't it anger-inducing that people deliberately say things like, oh, you must be a Russia supporter, or you're this, you're that.
Right.
People clip chimp you and take you out of context. Constantly talk about, you know, how hypocritical it is that you're socialist but rich. And Part of the reason why my values are not shook is, well, twofold. One, because I do think that justice is always inevitable. There is an inevitability towards justice, and that people will inevitably come around. And two, my conscience is clear. That's it. My conscience is clear. I know I'm on the right side of history. I know that my morals are strong. My moral compass is just. My moral compass is in the right direction. And I know that I will do my very best in the short period of time that I have on this earth to fight for the things I believe in. I will do it with honesty. And ultimately,
You guys-
it doesn't matter. I'm a very stubborn.
He's got a picture of the Queen of England behind him with her eyes X'd out. Like she's a dead cartoon character, dude. Dude, that is fucking genius. I love it. Dude, I fucking love that. Because fuck the Queen, dude. And fuck what everything she stands for, what they did to so many people. The oppression and the bullshit. And the fucking robbing people. And, you know, this whole Middle East thing is their fucking fault. It's so funny. And you know what they did to Americans before, you know, they migrated here to get away from them? Think of all the fucking bullshit the UK has done to the world. How much fucking havoc have they wrecked on every goddamn one of us? Fuck the Queen and fuck their goddamn the fucking UK. Fuck you. That is I love that fucking poster. I have no idea what you know inspired that, but I'd love to hear what the fuck.
Person. So do the Christians, man. Come on. What? Christians. Or anyone else for that matter. So that's something you should remind yourself as well. That ultimately, there will be a lot of naysayers. There will be a lot of people who try to put you down. Many.
People do not listen to understand. They listen to merely respond. No, we talk about this all the time. They're waiting. People are waiting for their turn to speak. They're waiting. That's what they're not listening. They're waiting so they can say what they want to fucking say. Those kinds of people you cannot have a conversation with. They are not listening to you, right? It's so bitter. It's Josh G. Some same people who vilify Free Palestine took BLM word for word verbatim like it meant all of the races. Didn't matter. I know they made up their own fucking narrative. I know, right? People are so dumb. They're so dumb. You know, we had that whole analogy with cancer. And I was like, this was my analogy. It was so easy and stupid. You know, if there's a bunch of people out in the street that are saying, you know, they're not doing enough for lung cancer, right? We want you to start finding a cure for lung cancer now. We're sick of this. Get us a cure for lung. We know you've got access to this. Give us a cure for fucking lung cancer, right? And the breast cancer people are like, how dare you? You know, it's the same BLM thing. You know, it's like white people say, all lives matter. All lives matter. White lives matter too. Yeah. Thank you. It's Josh G for making fucking great sense in the chat. People can't remove bias and hate from their indoctrinated hearts. Porta-Johns. Meanwhile, they justify these bombings over the Israeli hostages. Dude, these bombings are fucking crazy. But people in administrative detention aren't hostages. No, they totally are. Like I said, it's a war crime. They're the center for oppression.
Many of them don't
Dude, England created the Middle East catastrophe that we have today. England created that shit. They created everything. Everything that sucks is because of the UK.
even do it on like the boundaries of
I can't believe, I mean, okay, Google. Is the UK bigger than the United States?
These are the top results.
Okay, Google. Is England bigger than the United States?
According to Globe Hunters, the total area of the UK is just over 93,600 square miles, about 40 times smaller than the US, and there are 11 states which could fit the UK inside them.
So, 40 times smaller. The United States is 40 times bigger than the UK. You would think the UK would be way bigger with all of the conquering and all the bullshit they've done. Isn't that funny? Huh, what a bunch of ineffectual pussies.
ideology, they will come in and be like, I'm pro-Palestine, by the way, but also I think...
Oh, wait! No. Psychobabble makes a very good point. Psychobabble makes a very good point over on the YouTube. Psychobabble roasted garlic berry. Come on over to Rumble. Come on over to the Rumble. I'll give you a link. I know Rumble was down yesterday. That is not the link. Don't ignore that. Wait, let me find the link to the Rumble. Hold on.
They have a strong moral compass and know they're on the right side of history too, yeah, well, they're wrong. Because ultimately there are inherent biases that many Christians usually try to cut out instead of thinking about it. The greatest example I can give you is that if you are a Christian, and there are plenty of ecumenical Marxists out there, how the f are you not a socialist? When you know, and I know this is like a comical thing to even repeat, it's a cliche at this point, that Jesus Christ, okay, as a historical figure, was a brown Palestinian communist, okay? So anything they are advocating for that is against those values...
Dude, I'm gonna use that because it is so fucking good. I didn't see this far in. Jesus Christ was a brown communist. What did he say? A brown communist.
A comical thing to even repeat, it's a cliche at this point, that Jesus Christ, okay, as a historical figure, was a brown Palestinian communist.
A brown Palestinian communist. Jesus was a communist. You need to say that to Donald Trump and every Trump supporter and every person that likes Ron DeSantis and everyone that's anti-woke and everyone that's anti-BLM and say Jesus was a communist. And just shut...
Okay.
Dude, it will shut them up. Because they'll start thinking about that for 3 seconds and they'll be like, holy shit, Jesus was a fucking Palestinian communist. Holy shit, there's no other way around it. He couldn't have just been some white dude, you know, living back then with Arabs. It wouldn't have happened that way.
Okay, so anything they're advocating for...
It's funny. And then they go, you're right. And then they say, but Jesus never even existed. You guys made up a story about a fucking communist so you could follow it. Think about how dumb that is. Something you hate so much. Communists!
That is against those values is in need of constant reinforcement. You have to constantly turn around and go against the values that you've read up on. Do you understand? Yes, of course people think that their cause is just and they're on the right side and they have the right morals or whatever. But there are still always going to be internal contradictions. I am constantly engaging in self-criticism, which is a way for me to shake such internal contradictions. And I'm demanding you do it too. I'm telling you, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. But if you do it, you will recognize that you do have some cognitive dissonance inside of you. I agree. I was just saying that dude was trying to say that the word believe was doing some heavy lifting in that sentence. Okay, not believe, I know. How about that? I am armed with the knowledge that what I am advocating for is ultimately a good thing, a just thing. I never have to worry about, I guess, the other side of freedom. You know what I mean? You advocate for freedom, you advocate for emancipation for all peoples. There is no situation there where you could go wrong.
So the reason I don't follow that guy is because I've heard him say shit that I just totally disagreed with. And I was like, I don't want to listen to that. But when somebody makes sense, man, I like to bring it to you for sure. And that was just 17 minutes of him making sense, you know? How'd you guys like that music playing in the background? Nice little music, ASMR. A little bit of an alarm clock going in the background there. Let's bring your chat back up and look at the Bitcoin price. Look at that.
The big Federal Reserve meeting is on Wednesday, December 13th, so that's 2 days from now. This one's going to be very important because we may have already hit the peak interest rates for this economic cycle. And this is significant because this affects mortgage loans, auto loans, business loans. It affects inflation, and all of this affects the overall economy. So let's review what's going to happen on Wednesday and when the Federal Reserve will start cutting interest rates. And that's going to happen. Easy money will come back. It's just a matter of time. But the million-dollar question is, when? In less than 2 years, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates 11 times, from close to 0% to what it's at right now at 5.5%. And the Wall Street expectation is that the Federal Reserve is done raising interest rates in this cycle. That's because the rate of inflation has been coming down. And according to the CME Fed Watch tool, there's a 97.1% chance that the Federal Reserve will not raise interest rates higher on Wednesday. And there's a 2.9% chance that they do, that they raise interest rates higher. And you know what? I'm going to speak with you honestly and just plainly as I always do. So those expectations, I agree with those expectations. The Federal Reserve is not going to raise interest rates on Wednesday. They're going to take a pause. They will keep interest rates at 5.5%. But that's not the biggest issue. We're more concerned about, is 5.5% the peak interest rate? Is it really going to stop here in this economic cycle? How confident are they about that? When will they start to cut interest rates? When's the Fed pivot going to be? Is the goal still 2% inflation, or will they settle for something slightly higher? Will they say, 2.5% is good enough? Or are they going to be adamant about having it at 2%? So regarding the peak interest rate, is this the top? Are we at the top already at 5.5%? And I'll tell you, it certainly can be, and here's why. Jerome Powell, chair of the Federal Reserve, said there would have to be a strong case for another interest rate increase. So Powell is saying that there's a very high hurdle. That means that inflation would have to reaccelerate hard for him and the Federal Reserve to decide to do another interest rate increase. So whether you think that will happen or not, that's for you to decide, but that is how the Fed is approaching the situation.
Okay, we've got a drop, man, right now, live on the show, 41.4. It's down. So, big drop, man. Daily Scaly, keep your eye on that.
However, the expectation is that on Wednesday, Powell will not confirm that. He's not going to say that, this is a certain thing, this is the peak interest rates, and we're not going to raise interest rates anymore. He's not going to say that. He's going to play it safe just in case inflation does make a comeback. Powell said that it's premature to declare victory against inflation. So he's not going to come off with the strong statements like, we beat inflation. Now let's talk about when the Federal Reserve
40,306 is what it got down
to. The
to
Fed pivots.
At that spike.
And this is so important because, again, this is going to impact all debt instruments, from auto loans to mortgage loans to
it's gone up over
credit card debts,
$1,000,
all the way to government debts. So listen to this, and I think this is pretty wild. According to the CME Group, there's a 46% chance that the Federal Reserve starts cutting interest rates by March 20th. So that is about 3 months.
So we just hit a double top, and that's a drop. That results in a drop. I wasn't watching the chart, but there it is. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Kind of looks like a Batman ears. It's not. You don't want to see Batman. Batman's bad. Batman's bad. Batman makes Bitcoin go down. Remember that.
Away. So the odds were actually much higher. The expectation got as high as 63% just a few days ago that they would cut interest rates by March 20th, but it came down to 46% where it's currently at right now. Barclays expects that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates 4 times next year. ING is forecasting 6 interest rate cuts in 2024. The overall market expectation is that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates by 1.5% in total next year. So the question is, will it really play out like this? Or is this wishful thinking? Is this just being too aggressive on the expectation of easier monetary policy? And is the market setting itself up for disappointments? Now, I'm going to share with you what the Federal Reserve is saying. But before that, I want to tell you what's driving all of this. What's driving all this talk about interest rate cuts sooner rather than later? So it's primarily for two reasons. The first reason is that the Federal Reserve says that inflation is moderating. And the Federal Reserve says that they will lower interest rates when inflation is on the trajectory.
You should not watch Tom Hartman. He's a fucking piece of shit Democrat. He will completely lie to you, bro. Tom Hartman, I can't believe you watch him and you watch me. Tom Hartman is a fucking piece of shit. He will just straight up lie to you. And you shouldn't fucking listen to him to get your fucking news. Ever. But democracy now is okay. You know, democracy now is okay. But you watch Hassan. Yeah, he will straight propagandize you, and he admits it, bro. So you're, Portageon, when you watch Hassan, you're watching propagandist. And then you watch Tucker Carlson. Oh my God, dude. It's such a bad choice of people to watch. He's a straw manner. It's just like watching Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, or anybody else. All they can do is straw man, straw man, straw man, straw man. All lives matter. All lives matter. You call in and debate Tom? Right, because he's wrong about shit. You know, what's the point of that? Does he hang up on you? He could be a nasty motherfucker, dude. I've heard him when he disagrees with people on the phone. I mean, I stopped listening to Tom Hartman a long time ago. I was listening to his friend. I forgot her name. Oh, yeah. The guitar player from Ozzy Osbourne. Randy Rhoads. Both of them are fucking narrative cunts. Tom Hartman, narrative cunt. Tucker Carlson, narrative cunt. These people are not worth your time, bro. Find better people. You know, Hassan's okay, but he's a narrative cunt, and he admits it to you. You probably don't even realize that he literally calls himself a propagandist. Why do you want to get news from people like that? You got hung up on? Ha! Dude, I called it. I called that shit. Fuck that guy. How dare he hang up on one of my audience members? Fuck that guy. Talking about militias? What did you say about militias that he got so pissed off about? This is really interesting, man. You talked to Tom Hartman on the phone. Dude, there were times that I would be listening to that motherfucker on the radio, and I want to fucking tell that motherfucker off so bad. I'd be like, really? Really? Dude, is he still sucking Joe Biden's dick? Is he still sucking Kamala Harris's and Joe Biden's dicks? Let me know. Let me know how that's working out. Is he still a big Obama fan? You heard Elon's letting Alex Jones back on. Dude, Steve Running, don't ever call Twitter X on my show ever again. Don't be lazy. We call it Twitter. You're not going to be a little fucking parrot for Elon Musk on my show. We call it Twitter. Don't be lazy. It's a few more letters that you don't have to be fucking, carrying fucking Elon Musk's ball sack for him in my chat. Please don't do that. Please don't do that, Steve Running, please. You want to have a conversation with me about Twitter? Call it Twitter. Fuck Elon Musk. And you know what? You guys know who Legal Eagle is? Legal Eagle was... Here, let's see if I can find this video. You got to hear this shit. I just got to play it for you. It's the only way that I can... You'll be able to understand what I'm trying to tell you, Steve. Thank you, buddy. Here, watch this, Steve. You're going to love this. Which one was this? It was, I might just go to his website. How long ago was it? Here it is. I found it. Here, watch this, Steve.
Free speech warrior.
Now, you remember who this guy is from my show, right?
Elon Musk sues to stifle freedom of speech. Again. Elon Musk filed his thermonuclear defamation lawsuit against Media Matters after the media watchdog reported that advertisements could appear next to racist or offensive tweets. The problem is he forgot to sue for defamation, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of legal problems in his latest anti-free speech lawsuit. I did not see that coming. Yes, when Elon Musk purchased Twitter in 2022, he met with representatives of several civil rights groups to discuss how the company would do content moderation going forward. Musk had vowed to make Twitter a bastion of free speech, and that had made many people nervous that he would allow banned accounts to resume posting. Musk promised to start a content moderation council to determine what happened to banned users. However, he didn't form the council, so the civil rights groups called on companies to pause their advertising on Twitter. Corporations like General Mills and Volkswagen stopped their advertisements. Musk blamed the Jewish Anti-Defamation League for a $22 million drop in ad revenue. He then gave general amnesty to suspended Twitter accounts and fired most of the employees who were tasked with monitoring hate speech. He also dissolved the Trust and Safety Council that had been formed in 2016. When the ADL reported that hate speech had increased on the platform, Musk said it was a lie and that hate speech impressions were down. He promised that the @safety account would begin sharing data, but the account only shared the data once. In March of 2023, the @safety account said that the company was defining hate speech more narrowly by evaluating slurs in a nuanced context of their use. Now, whether it's hate speech or offensive...
Steve Running, you like this guy? I do. Personally, I wonder if you do too. You appreciate the content he puts out? Because I really do. And, watch.
Speech. The First Amendment protects hate speech from government censorship, but private actors like Elon Musk and corporations can make their own decisions about what they want to say.
Hey, bull market money.
To do with the First Amendment. So, as the owner of Twitter, which is now X, but I'm still going to call it Twitter, Musk has a right to post.
Did you catch that? So even Legal Eagle agrees with me. I am still going to call it Twitter. I always have. That is a running thing in here. I've scolded several people and I'm like, you have to call it Twitter. You're literally... You're toting Elon Musk's water for him. You're promoting his bullshit. And everything that about the new name sucks since he carried that stupid fucking sink into the fucking main office the day he was purchasing Twitter. It's gone completely downhill. And it's like, it wasn't let that sink in. It was, I'm going to sink this company. That's what the sink signifies now. Wow, takes on a whole new meaning now, doesn't it? I just want a picture of him like this and saying, wow, whole new meaning. Has a whole new meaning. We did something with that before. We had him carrying the sink. We made a meme. Somebody made a meme. I can't remember what it was. It was Elon carrying the sink. Yeah, you got that? I'm still going to call it Twitter. Me too. Me too, Legal Eagle. Me too.
Is now X, but I'm still going to call it Twitter.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Because fuck Elon Musk. And Twitter was a better place before he bought it. He ruined it, dude. I mean, I was having a bad enough time, and now it's just, dude, I thought I was invisible before. No, dude, I was doing really good. Then along comes Elon, and now I'm hidden. Completely subverted. I wonder how many people come into this show. Check this out. Every time I go live, I tweet it. I tweet the live show link. I wonder how many people actually come in on that tweet link. I wonder how many people watch from that. Because nobody fucking sees it. You know, that doesn't get promoted. There should be a whole bunch of strangers coming in. You know, why don't strangers see my shit? I see tweets from strangers all the time, people that I don't follow. Oh, you should check this out. You should check that out. Yeah, try that with mine. Do that for my fucking channel. I just got hit up by Twitter. Hey, did you want to open up an advertising account? All of a sudden. They've denied me promotions for years on Twitter. Never told me what my violation was. You violated the terms of Twitter. We can't allow you to promote a fucking tweet. And on top of that, we're completely subverting your ability for anybody to see anything that you put on our service. Wow. Thank you. Let's call it Twitter in here. Fuck Elon. I hate Elon Musk, dude. I fucking hate him. Picture him carrying that fucking sink. It might even be on this. It might even be on this video because I just saw it the other day. It was probably on this video. No. I'm pretty sure it's in this video, though. Maybe not. I thought for sure it was this video, dude. Maybe, oh, it was fucking Thunderfoot, I bet. I bet I was watching Thunderfoot's video. He's great. That's a great one, too. It was. I was right. It's so funny.
Sorry when Twitter goes. Hell, Musk once tweeted that Facebook was lame and should be deleted. Well, gosh, it was so nice of him to get the ball rolling with Twitter.
But there are those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, they're going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh, yeah?
They're going to say...
Tell it to Earth.
And they told it to Earth, and Earth said,
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, everything that...
We'll both make our cases.
Right.
And we'll see what the outcome is.
But you just said you knew what the outcome was.
Is going to do it. It's going to kill the company.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Looks like someone doesn't understand that Elon Musk is only the richest man in the world on paper. It's easier if you understand how Sam Bankman-Fried did it. But the basics are, if I create 1 billion tokens or shares in a company called Magical Thinking Inc., or I'm very confident that full self-driving will be ready this time next year, and it'll make our company worth 100 times what it is now. Incorporated, or whatever. And I sell one of those tokens for $1. Does this now mean that I am a billionaire? This little accounting trick is basically how Musk probably appears about 10 times richer than he actually is. And buying Twitter probably almost broke him financially. I mean, let me just ask you the simple question. Why would the richest man in the world, who, if he really did own $200-odd billion, need to borrow $10 billion at some stupid interest rate to buy Twitter? And why would he need to borrow $1 billion from SpaceX, which in all likelihood was from a NASA grant to get people to the moon or other investor cash?
Dude, those are really good points. I didn't realize that. When you got that kind of money and you're not using it, you're borrowing it, and then you're paying for that money. Do you have the money or not? Yeah, that's interesting.
Basically, Musk can't afford to keep pumping money into Twitter.
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
Thing is, of
It's
the
so weird the way
billion he bought Twitter with,
it's so narcissistic and weird the way he speaks like that and says everyone on Earth will know. Like he's in that movie Don't Look Up or something, and like every single human being's life is literally just hanging on the balance of every single decision he makes. What a narcissist, man.
About half was actually Musk's cash. Some 10-odd billion was a loan from the bank, and the rest came from other private investors who probably had their jaws on the floor at this moment as Musk is happily setting fire to their cash.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform.
And the poor interviewer is still there trying to explain Business 101 to Elon Musk.
And I just wonder and ask you and think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
Tell it to the people of Earth.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, everything that...
And you think that the public is going to say that Disney is making a mistake?
Yes.
And they're going to boycott Disney?
They already are.
My God, I thought what was going to take Disney down was things like superhero fatigue and massive bombs like the Marvels. But no, what's really going to take Disney down was the massive leverage power of people who don't like that Disney pulled their advertising from the something-teenth most popular social media site. And it won't just be Disney that Musk takes down with his corporate murder-suicide pact. It'll be Apple, IBM, Comcast, Universal, Lionsgate, Warner Brothers, and Paramount. No, I mean, Musk's strategy here is bulletproof. I mean, it's not like there's anywhere else these advertisers could go to advertise their stuff. Right? Meanwhile, later
I ignore every advertisement on Twitter. I block them all.
Understand that if you make a product that consumers don't want to use, then
you can block ads.
You can go bankrupt.
I mean,
I don't read them and I block them.
If we make bad products that people don't want to use, then the users will vote with their resources and use something else.
Yeah, if only Musk understood that in the business he's in, the advertisers are the customers. That may be just a quick recap of how Musk came to this. We dug our own grave with X moment. At first he said he wanted to buy Twitter and made them an offer that was ludicrously too good to be true. Also, he could make a 420 joke and legally committed to doing it. And of course there was lots of showboating that it was nothing to do with money. It was just about free speech.
This is not about the economics. It's for the moral good that you think it will achieve. You've described yourself, Elon, as a free speech absolutist.
It's important to the function of democracy. It's important to the function of the United States.
But you've described yourself.
I don't care about the economics at all.
If Elon Musk was a free speech absolutist, then I would get way more views on my fucking tweets. I mean, that's just a fact. You know, my shit's subverted, definitely. It doesn't get promoted. Now, today I was offered advertising for the first time in years on Twitter. Your account has now been approved for advertising for promoting your tweets.
Thing is, those sorts of free speech forums already
they're
exist.
getting
4chan or
hurt.
8chan.
They're
Those
looking for money.
Free speech forums are sufficiently toxic.
They're even
that
giving
no
people like
reputable
me
advertiser
chances.
wants to go
Spend money if you want to get. I'd be like this to them.
Money there.
How about this? You start promoting my shit organically, normally, like everybody else I fucking see. You know, like fucking Glenn Greenwald tweet or Max Blumenthal tweet or fucking whoever the fuck Candace Owens tweet. Put my tweet out there so millions of people can see me and decide if they want to listen to what I have to say. And then maybe I'll decide to start fucking advertising with your fucking company, you fucking piece of shit.
Really wanted a free speech
Hey,
absolutist
Dave.
platform, he could have bought one for 1/1,000,000th of the price of Twitter. But instead he bought one for billions of dollars simply so he could make the shocking discovery that no one could have seen coming, that if you made the platform that was 90% dependent on advertising so toxic that the advertisers left, then the platform would be worth as much as the other free speech absolutist platforms that already exist. They've also seen their share of free speech absolutist debates. It typically is something like this. The free speech absolutist virtuously says that people should be able to post anything and there should be no pearl clutching or people being offended. Well, it turns out there's always some pretty sick puppies out there, and at some point everyone ends up clutching their pearls and being offended. Even if it's not actually illegal, let's say, for instance, artistic impressions of unnecessary cruelty to cute, fluffy animals. Who would want to do such a thing? Well, I don't know, but I can tell you where people who would do that sort of thing would want to aggregate. Obviously around a place where you can post that sort of thing. The simple reality is the more free the platform, the more toxic elements it will contain. Thing is that platforms that are defined by that sort of thing, or debates about that sort of thing, aren't where people who want to sell their products to normal people want to advertise their stuff, because they don't want their stuff associated with that. Basically, you can have a free speech absolutist platform or advertisers, but not both. The obvious, simple business reality is there is a balance of two factors. You want a forum open enough that most people don't feel uncomfortable using it. And you have to balance that with one where most advertisers find it reputable enough that they're not uncomfortable advertising on it. And boom, that is the exact formula of basically every successful social media business. It's kind of like Musk is finally working out that maybe Twitter wasn't the way it was because of liberal bias, but because that's the way it had to be if it needed to get ad revenue. And it's the reason why things like YouTube are a successful business, but the Chans ain't. But Musk's brain apparently can't handle an equation with more than one terminal. And if you introduce any censorship whatsoever, it's a slippery slope to everyone being censored.
And as soon as you sort of, throw in the towel and concede to censorship, it is only a matter of time before someone censors you.
Well, if that really was true, then it's only a matter of time before Musk censors you, because he's taken all sorts of people off of Twitter.
And freedom of speech, you have to say, when is it relevant? It's only relevant when someone you don't like can say something you don't like, or it has no meaning.
And so committed was Musk to this free speech on his free speech platform that he said his employees could, they're all required to sign non-disclosure agreements, and then he demanded that they sign a pledge that if they violated them,
It's only relevant when someone you don't like can say something you don't like, or it has no meaning.
A few people at our company continue to act in a manner contradictory to the company's interests and in violation of their non-disclosure agreements. Disclosure agreements? That's odd. I thought sunlight was the best disinfectant here. I can't quite remember where I heard that, Elon. This will be said once if you clearly and deliberately violate the non-disclosure agreement. Sorry, that should be the anti-free speech agreement that you signed when you joined. You accept liability to the full extent of the law, and Twitter will immediately seek damages. Because, you know, that's how free speech absolutism rolls.
And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing
1730.
evil. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so after all that posturing about doing it for free speech and his free speech absolutism, he spent months trying to back out.
Look at all the oil.
Apparently it was all about
in the
money.
neck.
He didn't really care that much about free speech.
Look at all that oil.
And Twitter said, no backsies. It's in the contract.
Medicine.
And Musk posted a load of memes disparaging Twitter, only to fold like Superman on Laundry Day when the case went to court, because he knew he would lose. But of course, Musk
I can't remember what time I said I was going in at.
Because they said they didn't want him to buy Twitter in the first place.
I can't remember what I said,
so
what my time is.
Won.
Yes.
Cheers. No longer got any cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
And then they said, no, you must buy us. Gun to the head. You have to buy us. I'm like, are you the same people who said you'd rather die than be bored?
Yes, wow, Elon, you made them an offer that was ludicrously too good to be true. And now you can laugh that they didn't want to sell it to you in the first place. And all it cost you was $44 billion.
We just revalued the company at less than half of.
Yeah, Elon, you really got the last laugh in there, didn't you?
Doesn't that seem odd?
So, I guess my
Yes, dun 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 dun. Yes,
And this was, after all, Musk's declaration that we will never surrender or settle an unjust case against us, even if we will probably lose. Yeah, Musk was virtue signaling how pious he was while possessing none of those properties.
And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing...
Bottom line, Musk had to buy the company, paying way over the odds. Plus, he had posted a load of memes saying how the company was crap. But hey, this is Elon Musk. This guy does his research and knows his facts.
We've been friends for 16 years, and I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
And Jonathan, the only reason I'm here is because you were a friend. Like, what was my speaking fee?
You're not making any... First of all, I'm Andrew, but...
yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Now, he couldn't just buy it on his own, of course. Turns out he didn't technically have the money to do that.
You'd like them to come with you in the...
Yeah, but it's I mean, I could technically afford it.
And the second largest investor in the purchase was these freedom-loving folks. You know, the ones he spent the World Cup with.
It's people who care about looking good while doing evil.
And, of course, he had to borrow some $10-odd billion, meaning that he now has to pay $1 billion or so of interest per year. Spoiler, that's never going to happen. I mean, maybe it's possible to think of a dumber way Musk could have handled this. But I can't think of one. Now, some while ago, Twitter got sued over impersonation stuff, so they implemented a blue checkmark system to basically protect themselves from getting sued again. And this was the first thing that Musk got rid of, replacing a blue check that said that the person was who they said they were, and they changed it such that afterwards it conveyed the extremely useful information that this person gave Elon Musk $8 a month.
This isn't about power and money. Musk is doing it to save free speech.
And sometimes that free speech ain't cheap. I mean, for companies, it's $1,000 a month to register for free speech.
It's not an overstatement to say it could be the single most important development for free speech in the modern history of the United States.
Were you throttling the New York Times relative to other news organizations, relative to everybody else? Was it specific to the Times?
They didn't buy a subscription.
There's Tucker Carlson not making any sense, bro.
Be protected from impersonation on Twitter. Yes, this is Musk encouraging people to, for the low price of $1,000 a month, to register to fight impersonations somehow for free speech.
What?
Bizarre. I would have thought that if you allowed people to impersonate people on Twitter and didn't shut it down, that would kind of be a liability for the company.
What a fucking idiot.
You know, something the company might have been sued for in the past, and a reason why they would have created something like, I don't know, a check mark of some sort for people to identify who was who they said they were. You know what would be really stupid? Would be if someone came along and abolished the system that protected Twitter from the liability and stated that they would start a new program that would allow the activity that got Twitter sued in the first place if they didn't pay Twitter $1,000 a month. That's some 5D chess there.
Any organization that refuses to buy a subscription is not going to be recommended.
But then what does that say about free speech? And what does that say about amplifying
free speech is not
certain
exactly
voices?
free, it costs a little bit. By the way, it only costs like $1,000 a month. So
yeah, of course, only $1,000 a month for free speech. And now he's suing the lawyers who forced him to defend democracy and free speech. I mean, I'm no expert on this, but doesn't that mean that
watch him
he
for
didn't actually
entertainment?
want to defend democracy or free speech? He had
Fair
to be
enough.
forced to do it.
Right. Did you do that because you thought that a court would make you do that?
yes.
Then, because he loved free speech so much, he made it such that only people who gave him $8 a month would appear at the top of everyone's feed.
Be over time that the verified users will pretty much always be at the top of comments and search. You have to scroll far to see the unverified user.
Congratulations, Elon! You've reinvented shadow banning. Except not just for one or two people, but for the 99.9% of the people on the platform who aren't Elon Musk fans. Curiously, shadow banning the 99.9% didn't increase the user experience of that 99.9% of Twitter users. Musk also fired 2/3 of the staff. That meant they were basically limited in their ability to shut down people impersonating others, leading to some very high-profile impersonations, wiping billions of dollars off the stock value of companies. He also went out of his way to make sure that advertisers knew that the new Twitter would be exactly as censorious and safe as old Twitter.
This is despite us doing everything possible to appease them and to make it clear that moderation rules and hateful conduct rules have not changed.
Wow, it's almost like a year ago Elon Musk could easily be blackmailed for money into making Twitter a safe space for advertisers.
And we're continuing to enforce them.
And when people pushed X to doubt because he had just fired...
So today we fired half of Twitter.
He offered a thermonuclear name and shame for anyone who dared stop advertising. And this wasn't now, this was a year ago. Then some of the financial realities started hitting home, so he appointed a World Economic Forum advertising boss to give the advertisers a familiar face.
And obviously supporting many important groups. But it really made a very public statement that we're going to put our money where our mouth is, that was confronting editorial bias and saying, my division, our news division, the biggest news division in the country is going to be 50% women and 50% people of color. Ambitious goals? Yes, no doubt about it. But a statement, a stake in the ground with accountability. And I'm happy to say there's many other examples of progress at our company, divisions like mine, working with Ad Color.
He then took one of the most recognizable brands in history and rebranded it to X, making it hard to spot on the browser tab from all those X's to closed tabs. Or maybe just a porn site. Yeah, could be either one. So now Musk's greatest fans can explain to their wives why they're paying $8 a month to X.com, probably halving the company's value overnight, and went on to claim that it was going to take over half of the world's financial system.
If done right, the X would be
would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system. Or some big number. I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big.
Gosh, if only Musk had done the whole turn X into a bank that controlled half of the world's finances first. That's about $50,000 billion per year. He might not have to sweat it over $1 billion or so of advertisers fleeing from toxic Twitter and bankrupting the company. Shame, really, because now I guess we'll never know if his genius strategy of getting an advertising specialist to create a $50,000 billion banking app would have worked out.
The biggest news division in the country is going to be 50% women and 50% people of color. Ambitious goals? Yes, no doubt about it.
Actually, even if they did succeed in getting a banking app, I'm skeptical about how many people would trust their money to a company that doesn't even pay its rent. Then the equivalent of adpocalypse hit Twitter. Adpocalypse on YouTube was basically when a load of advertisers found their adverts playing next to things that they wanted nothing to do with and started pulling their ads. And YouTube did the responsible business thing, which was, for a company that relies almost exclusively on ads to pay its bills. And they made real efforts to clean up their act and reassure the advertisers and so forth. And a few months later, it was back to business as normal. Space Karen's response was a little different.
Go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
He basically announced that Twitter is going bankrupt. I guess so he can claim that bankrupting Twitter was some great master plan of his to save free speech. A masterful gambit, sir. Masterful gambit. Yeah, that original prediction that it's only 5 years till Musk becomes internally famous as the guy responsible for the greatest destruction of wealth in history seems kind of conservative now. Anyway, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe drop a thumbs up on it. And if you really enjoyed it, as ever, you can support this channel through Patreon. And
God, this
thanks for watching.
Browser's so slow, man. Thunderfoot with 2 zeros on YouTube.
This genocide, this assault is so aggressive that it is getting through that wall of propaganda put forward by the mainstream media. I'm not saying it gets through all the time, but it's getting through some of the time. And here's an example from CNN just the other day. Caitlin Collins, who, if you know who she is, does wonderful work.
Dude, he says Caitlin Collins, if you know who she is, does wonderful work propagandizing the war. He's like, he'll be like, she is, selling her soul to carry the narrative of the fucking war machine, propping up the war. Listen to what he's going to say. I guarantee you it's going to be something like that.
Manufacturing consent for war and death and destruction around the world. So it's not like this is some...
Not bad, right? Not bad, right?
Unique lefty peacenik voice on CNN. No, this is a standard CNN war hawk shill. And yeah, here you go.
Tonight, CNN has learned that former Hamas hostages had a contentious meeting with Israeli officials today. One of them telling the Israeli security cabinet, quote, "What I see on TV scares me a lot. I see Israeli bombings there, and you have no idea where the captives are." I was in a house surrounded by explosions. We slept in the tunnels, and we feared not Hamas, but that Israel might kill us, and then it would have been Hamas killed you.
Yeah.
Tonight, CNN has learned that
So this is also saying something important about the hostage situation. Hamas, it seems, has largely, and I'm not one of these people who's just a full-on apologist and going to say it's fine to take hostages because they're treating them all right. But if you look at the propaganda, we've been told, oh, they just, they torture them and it's all just rape and horror show.
Anybody looking to purchase a little Bitcoin, I personally think right now would be a great time to do it. It's at 41,360. I think right now would be a good time to purchase it. It's pretty low on where it's been.
In fact, it seems like Hamas, which this would make sense for their political ends, has been treating the hostages as well as they're able to without, access to a lot of things. And many of those who have been...
This could be a shoulder on a head, though, that it's making, so it could go down lower. Look for it to go down to like 41,250 maybe.
At least have said they endorsed a ceasefire. Maybe even almost all of those who've released have endorsed a ceasefire. But this is talking about a meeting where these are hostages that spent a month or 2 months. You said there was no sound on that clip. Could anybody else hear it? The clip? Anyway, let me know whether you heard the clip. I was going to replay it, so... Oh, it was silent for everyone? That's weird. It is a low volume clip. But,
Alex Jones is back on Twitter.
Let's try it one more time. Maybe I'll hold my mic up to it and I'll try
Russell
that.
Brand and others like them.
See if that works any better.
That's fine.
Tonight, CNN has learned that former Hamas hostages had a contentious meeting with Israeli officials today. One of them telling the Israeli security cabinet, quote, "What I see on TV scares me a lot. I see Israeli bombings there, and you have no idea where the captives are. I was in a house surrounded by explosions. We slept in the tunnels, and we feared not Hamas, but that Israel might kill us, and then it would have been Hamas killed you."
So,
I don't understand why his whole audience told him your sound was bad on that. You didn't do anything to change it.
Yeah, the low volume. Just in the clip, sorry. But it seems Hamas has treated them as best they can, and those who've been released want a ceasefire because guess what? The only way those hostages are going to live is by a ceasefire because Israel's bombing so aggressively that they are killing hostages. And it seems if they continue at this rate, they will kill all the hostages. Not because Hamas chose to kill them, but because Israel is bombing the shit out of them. So you have these hostages being released to Israel and then going and meeting with Netanyahu and saying, for the love of God, stop bombing. But as I've brought to you many times, Israel has a directive called the Hannibal Directive where if someone's taken hostage, they kill everyone. They kill the hostages, they kill the people around them, they don't care. That is their plan and that's their goal and that's what they're doing. You can look it up if you want. Now, they won't say that publicly, but it's very clear that that's what's going on. And that's what they did on October 7th. I continue to read about what happened on October 7th. I continue to try and cobble together all the information I can that is not the propaganda that you've heard on the mainstream. And, it's undeniable that Hamas knocked down the border and ran in and took hostages. But there's increasing evidence that the IDF just killed so many people. Yes, they killed Hamas fighters. They also killed just about anyone who was nearby. And that is why, and I brought this to you as well a few days ago, that is why the Israel has said that they are taking the cars that were burned and everything, and they're shredding cars. I don't know what that shredder looks like. I assume like you have an office shredder. It's like 100 times that size, and they just put a car into it. But they're shredding the cars that were involved in October 7th, and burying them somewhere where no one will know where they are.
Wow.
Which, I'm sorry, every time I say it, I laugh because I, like, the idea that, like, and they say they're doing it for environmental reasons. We're shredding all the evidence. And by the way, for those of you wondering, I did look up what happened to all the, so this is Israel shredding all the evidence of October 7th that they can, of what went down, getting rid of whatever they can, and I did look up what they did with all the millions and millions of tons of debris from 9/11, and there are a lot of places you can find that, 22,000 or 7,000, I can't remember the number exactly, but it was a few thousand tons of debris is used for memorials and things, and they show images of the steel bars that are used in memorials in various places, many of them in New Jersey and New York, some in California, but they've been shipped around the world, and you can read all these articles about how neat.
Why is it doing that?
In a sad way, but how neat that these things were put into memorials and things around. But if you compare the amount of debris that was put into memorials, it's like, again, a few thousand tons. I think it might have been 7,000 tons of debris that was put into
debris. Okay, that's great and it's stupid. So yeah, what else is going on, folks? Bitcoin's gonna head back up. Now I want to go out and get some grapes. Janice Yellen said about Bitcoin. Yes, Janet. It's what's her name? I can't think of that stupid bitch's name. I don't think it was Jessica Yellen, bro. I think it was the senator, Warren, Senator Warren. She's the one that made the comments. She's the one that's putting up a bill to control crypto. What did Jessica Yellen say? Lee should find a better clip. Those CNN clips, sometimes the ones you want are hard to find. You should, record it or something. Elizabeth Warren, yeah. Yeah, she's putting up a bill to control crypto. Regulate. Just trying to regulate crypto. You guys, watch for a head to form here. Like I said, 41,250, something like that. It's at 309 right now. It'd have to go lower. Form a head, come back up, and then form a shoulder, hopefully. It might even go lower than 250. So watch for it to... It's literally happening right now live on the show. So this will be crazy if this happens. You want to watch for this pattern to form here. Let's cut all this off and go right to there. We can cut this and go to there for now. We could drop below there. Hopefully we won't. This would be the drop right here, guys. Right underneath. Right here we go. Here we go. So look for 250 down 230, something like that. If it does the head, if it's going to form a head. It's got a very strong shoulder on the left. It would have to just totally drop down though. $296. Get ready for the drop, guys. It could go down. It could go down big. But the last time it formed a head and shoulders, it didn't go up. It formed a double top. And the last time it formed a double bottom, which was the big W. You guys see the big W right here? See that? See the W down here, guys? W. See, it's real obvious that that's a W, right? That's a double bottom. And it didn't go up from that. And it was a giant one. So, for some reason, all bets are off right now. Okay, here's the drop, guys. Watch. 261, maybe around 250. Right? It's doing it. It's totally doing it. This is exactly as I predicted. This is exactly as I predicted. I hate when something making money and somebody comes cutting in to steal a cut, such as cannabis and crypto. I know, that's greed. And, you know, they all have their own little reasons. Whoever's whispering in their ear, you know, buying them off. Whoever the lobbyists are. For Elizabeth Warren, it's probably pharmaceutical companies that don't want to see cannabis take off. They know cannabis is helping a lot of people medically, and they don't want to lose money. So they go to Elizabeth Warren and they say, we need you to pass a bill controlling cannabis, or or not Elizabeth Warren, but to whoever. And it's the same fucking thing for crypto. This would be, you know, financial institutions, banks, you know, investing corporations or whatever, whoever's paying for the fucking lobbyists to go whisper in her fucking ear, whoever she's talking to, or whoever the fuck she used to work for. You know, that she's been bought off as a senator. You know, with fucking fancy vacations and nice cars or whatever the fuck they gave her. You know, or putting her kids through college. Who knows? Dude, it's not doing it. It's not making the fucking... It's not doing it. It's got to drop. Right here, right now, it's got to drop. To make that head. And it's completely rejecting that. So what that means is it's not forming the pattern. And that's scary, you know. We want to see the big drop right here. Down to 250, 230. Just boom. You guys like that? We can do that shit all day long. Listen to the clock making its little ding sounds. Everyone got disconnected there for a minute, Josh G? Weird. I'm dropping frames, dude. Why have I been dropping frames like that? You guys generally don't drop frames, and then all of a sudden, last 2 days, man. Might be time for a reboot. Let's check Harmony, man. Okay, Harmony just formed a double bottom, which is good. Double bottom looking good. Let's look at Cardano, which blew the fuck up. It's almost to 60 cents, guys. Look at Cardano. So, Cardano's looking great. I mean, this is crazy, right? Let's refresh Harmony. 1561. It's down a little. 1545. 1545. This head is not forming, guys. That is on Harmony. It's actually forming a giant head and shoulders. Uh-oh. And so Bitcoin is too. Not good, man. Bitcoin just formed a giant head and shoulders pattern. So it's completed it. Now it's probably going to drop. It's going to drop way down, dude. If you calculate that down, oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. It's okay, so up here, right? Head and shoulders pattern. It's shoulder. Easy now. So that's 41.5. 41.5, that's 42. So that's 500. It's 1,000. It's going to go 1,000 from 41.3. It's going to go down to 43. 40,300 after the completion. 40,000. Yeah, roughly right there. Dude, it's going to go down $1,000 right now. Everybody hold on your purchasing. Holy shit. Hold on your purchasing, everybody, if you're going to buy some Bitcoin. Hold on a second. Let's see what this is going to do, because I think it's going to drop $1,000. It's a double top for the head, dude. It's fucking Batman, bro. It's a perfect head and shoulders. So, god damn, dude. It's a perfect head and shoulders pattern. And that's why it didn't form an inverse head and shoulders. That's why it did not form an inverse head and shoulders. Because the power of that head and shoulders is too much to create that. So it tried, man. Is that a pennant? It's a really tiny one. A falling pennant pattern. It just formed a falling pennant pattern, guys. A very small one. Look, it's going up from the falling pennant pattern. Very small. Why do you do that? You go the wrong way. Now why do you do this? And why do I not have control over this, man? It's so weird, dude. I try to adjust this. Why can't I just grab this and move it? Why can't I just... Dude, why do you suck so bad? Okay, so I predicted it's going to go down to 40,300, right? It just corrected up $100. It just... Holy shit. It's the middle of the day. Well, middle of the week. Middle of the day, middle of the week. But they hid their intention saying it's to protect us from terrorists using crypto, right? Cheers, everyone got disconnected there from, okay. I think it gets activated somewhere around the middle of the month. 40,300. It's back down to 41.3, guys. It just dropped $100. Just like that. It's going to go down to $40,300. Don't buy until it gets down there, if you're going to buy some. $40,300 is low AF, guys. That is dead on the fucking low of the 24-hour. I predict it's going to go all the way back down to this fucking spike. My predictions have sucked lately, so we'll see if I'm good or not. So it's already at 284, man. 269. Way beyond forming a freaking head for a Head and Shoulders pattern. See, I thought it was going to form a Head and Shoulders. And then I saw that fucking the regular Head and Shoulders pattern. It was just staring me in the face. They only want the rich. Huh. $41,250. There it was, dude. Went right through it. Oh, shit. It's... like a gay wizard. I predict... my pinky predicts that it's going down to $30,300. And Billy Valentine knows that my pinky is always right. My pinky is always right. What's wrong with being a gay wizard, bro? I'm Nostradamus, bro. I gotta get my shit right. Look at this drop that's happening right now. 226. I know you think I need to be some tough boy riding a motorcycle or something, and I'm just a little gay wizard, okay? It's what I do. I'm a gay wizard. $200, you guys, I just called this. I'm telling you, it's going down to 40,300 right now. Don't be scared. Don't buy yet. It's going all the way down to 40,300. And you know, my predictions are totally wrong because I always double them, and they're supposed to only be half of what I predict, but I always double the amount of the distance. And I usually get it right. Look, 41,185. It's So Bitter's laughing at me. Don't laugh at me, because I will unleash the wizardry on you unlike you have never witnessed before in your entire life. I'm just saying. 175. How you guys like me now on this? I saw this drop coming. We could have shorted it. We could have shorted this drop. Oh, God, I wish I knew how to trade. I wish I knew how to fire off a trade. That'd be fun, dude. It'd be fun getting some of these right. Leveraging this 20 times, bro. And popping off at 41. We're already out. It's at 157. Let's say we got out at 160. We're like, whew, we just made fucking so much money. Oh, my God. You know, leverage 20 times. $41,157. I'm saying it's going down to 40,300. Watch for it, guys. So once it hits a drop of $500, it's what my prediction should be. But I always double it. I don't know why I do that. It's just what I do. Maybe that's why I'm better at it sometimes. I mean, sometimes they just don't happen at all. Nothing happens, or it goes the other way. But when I nail it, sometimes I fucking nail it. With my crazy wizard math, my gay wizard math. If you say predict it's wrong, next time you say predict, everyone turns away. You should say, I think, then you're not liable for anything. You just thought. Right. You. Just a thought, you. 147. Can I pretend to say predictions, though? And still have fun with it? Can we just have fun with it? Billy, let's just have fun with it. We're just going to have fun with it. Let's just play wizard. I talked to my brother-in-law about getting me a fucking wand. Imagine being named Gaylord like that picture, Gaylord Perry. Psychobabble, you're so funny. That just comes out of the blue. Dude, look at this. 109, guys. 109. I'm telling you, 40,300. Ride it all the way down. But regardless, this drop already, whether I'm right or wrong, I saw the drop coming. I was like, oh, don't buy yet. Don't buy yet. If you're going to buy crypto, don't buy yet. Hey, tropical thing. We're watching this drop. I predicted this drop just now. I think it's going to go all the way down to 40,300. So hold on. You definitely called it. Thank you, Crispy Cat. There we go. We broke under 100, guys. There it is. There it is. I'm not panicking one bit right now. Not one bit. That drop the other day was way faster than this one. This one is a slanted drop. It's probably gonna hit some turbulence and then go down a little bit more. Create a little retest and then boom. And we just look across here. We've got a massive retest point that we just broke through. And then there's a couple more here. The points would be 41,077, 41,136. So we've already broken underneath there. It's just correcting right now. Could it correct from those points? Oh shit. 41,197. Big correction from 41,197, guys. So as soon as it hits 197, it might just go boom. Skyrocket up. 197. Let's see if it can get up there. 197. It's at 173. We're looking to see if it hits 197. And if not, I'm predicting, free fall still. $40,300. As long as you say, Kazaa, after the prediction. Kazaa. I'll say, long live Jambi. He just died, bro. Jambi just died. Fucking sucks. I said 190. I said 168, 190. If it hits 190, 171. If it hits 190 something. If not, it's going to keep going down. But, I mean, even if it hits 190, here it is, 190, 197, guys. It's got to hit 197. You guys can see how I'm doing that, right? There it is. Boom. Guys, it did it. You did it. It's totally going to bounce up now. It hit 197, but I don't know how high. I mean, last time it hit 197, it goes BAM! So watch for it right now. Watch for this. $200. Because 200 kicks in the purchases. 205. 184. Good morning, Orca. 205. We're watching this. This is right now. This is very important what's happening right now. This is a retest, and the last time it hit this, it shot up. So if it doesn't shoot up, it's going down to 40,300 is my prediction. Kazaa. It's funny. Give me a 1 in the chat if you like Kazaa after my predictions. Time for a splashy kafefe. Hey, we're all drinking the kafefe today. Look at us. We're doing it. Hey, we're drinking the kafefe. My kafefe no more. My kafefe no more. My kafefe no more. So I know I don't have any left. It's way out of my reach. I'm not going to be grabbing that and checking it. Yeah, you like Kazaa? You guys give me a 1 if you like the Kazaa after the prediction, so you know it's a prediction. I'm doing the predictions and then I'm saying Kazaa. Kazaa. All right, so remember I told you it was 190, 197, 196, and then it had to get over that and it hit 200, and that was supposed to kick in, I guess, a bunch of purchases that didn't happen. It did not happen. That last one, man, as soon as it hit that, it went pew, it went straight up. So this did not go straight up. I think we're going down more now. That was the retest. Now we're 41.1. I think now we're going to drop down even more. Like I said, 40,300. How far did we get? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 100. So we didn't drop down that far, actually. I predicted 1,000, and we didn't get near 500, right? We dropped down. I don't know. I can't remember where we were. 41.3 when I said we were going to drop. So we only dropped down 200. So I'm saying, dude, $800 more. 146. Wait for it to get past 40. 153. I mean, if that double top head and shoulders pattern, and I'm just saying, it's a double top on a head and shoulders, man. It's two determining factors. They both say it's going to drop. I figure that amplifies how far it's going to go. You know? And that's why I have no problem predicting the $1,000 drop. There's that double top, and it's a head. Look, 148, it's dropping. Now it went up. It's forming that. Okay, it's getting close to that 196 place again. There it is. It made it over. So who knows, man? Is it going to correct? Is it going to go back up? It looks like it's strong now. 217. Anybody purchasing a little Bitcoin right now? This might be it. This might be the bottom, guys. If you want to get a little bit at 41, for me it would be 41.4. I think this might reject the drop now, man. I think a bunch of purchases are kicking in. I don't see the volume's up just a little bit. 265. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It only dropped. I think it only dropped down like $200. I thought it was going to drop down 1,000. It's a big bounce up. 264. I bet, dude, it's back up to 300, man, just about. Quick. You know, buy yourself a little bit of Bitcoin. Tiny little bit. I wonder if there's a place that gives you APY in Bitcoin on Bitcoin. I used to get that at BlockFi. That's why I kept a whole Bitcoin there. If I kept a whole Bitcoin at BlockFi, they were giving me like 4 or 5% APY. But then I found out, you know, they were going to go, I was sure they were going to go bankrupt. So I pulled my Bitcoin out of there the day before they claimed bankruptcy. People were like, dude, I don't think your Bitcoin went through. I was like, I don't think it went through either. It was like, it wasn't showing up in the wallet yet. And it was like, it took a while, and then boom, it came through. I was like, dude, I got my Bitcoin out of BlockFi. It's in my wallet. We were like, what? Once it gets there, dude, they ain't getting it back from me. It's there, bro. I was laughing. I was like, it is in my wallet, baby. It's there. It's a very triumphant crypto day that day. This one, 41,260. It's looking like it's completely correcting, guys, right now. This is a very strong check mark on the pattern here. I expected it to drop way more, way faster. It didn't do it. That's I think the market's strong, man. There's plenty of volume coming in, I guess. So, 270. 270. 269. Yeah. You might not get this opportunity at this might be the lowest that you can get Bitcoin at until the bull market's over. This could be it. This could be the bottom. I feel like, you know, my last couple of purchases, were they got me at 41.6, so I could get in a little cheaper than my last couple of purchases, you know. Whatever, dude. Why do you always do that shit, man? You shouldn't do that shit. Bill, Tim, and Bob. Gay when they start their friend without even joking. It's common. Really? Gaylord was common. It made so much more enjoyable. Ah, thanks, guys. Thank you. Nays card and Christmas cards. Kieran, what's up? You don't know which dream to believe? Let's go with the 1,000 one, dude, instead of the 100,000 one instead of the 20,000 one. Let's go with that dream. I picked that dream. 41,305. Oh god, yeah, bounce out of that freaking drop, dude. That would be great. Trini Orca. I hope everybody's Bitcoin's still in the positive in what you've got as far as your balances go. Let's refresh the page, man. It looks totally different. I wonder why it does that. That is so weird. I keep thinking it's going to draw more, but... that doesn't seem right. Huh. Big sell-off at 9 p.m. You guys play Fortnite? On ERF on Earth? Let's check Cardano and Harmony. This is... okay. 57.66. It's come down. Cardano's come down from 60 cents. And Harmony is very slowly working its way down. Giant head and shoulders pattern just formed on it. Not good. We'll see if that has an effect on it. 15.36. So it's just over a penny and a half for Harmony right now. Yeah, I wish video gameplay was what powered the price of Bitcoin. Well, no, I wish you could earn crypto in video games more. You know, all video games should offer crypto as rewards for people. And not just, you know, their own specific token that they come up with for their game. Well, yeah, you know, you can have that alongside, but you should also have a way for people to earn Polygon, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or whatever. You know, just the standard stuff as well. It would be nice. It would be nice. You know, people could figure out a way to make that a thing. Dude, there's a crypto gambling site, Crypto Lots. Double your crypto. Play now. Oh my god. You lose it all in 1 second. First, put all of your crypto into our online wallet. Then pull this lever and take your chances. Oh boy, 212. Yeah, and they'd have to buy crypto to have it on hand. The gaming, you know, like these gambling places, they must have a shit ton of crypto, bro, to be able to offer the prizes that they pay out in crypto. It's down to 41, 165, 155. It's trying to do it all over again, man. It's completely erased its attempt. And now it's almost free falling. That is huge. That is a huge free fall. Bull Market Money Stake.com, a gambling site, has some of the 10 largest Ethereum wallets. Really? I figured, man. That's crazy. They could team up with Robinhood and then filter purchases through them. There's need to just use everyone else's. Yeah, that would be a great idea if that's what they're able to do. Let someone else handle all the exchanging. And they're just the front, the storefront. $175, $170. $182, $179, $175, $154. Cardano goes up when Bitcoin goes down. It's not yeah, it is reversing right now. 57.72. It is reversing. Let's see what Harmony's doing. Harmony's going down. Cardano's looking good. I wonder what Matic's up to. Matic is at 86 cents. Synthetics is at 466. That's pumping 30% over its 7-day average, guys. Cardano is 47% over its 7-day average. Solana is 19% over its 7-day average, and I hold all three of those: Solana, Synthetics, and Cardano. A little bit of each of those. So this is our 1-day chart. Why does it look like that now? I am so confused. You guys, why does the chart look like that? Where's that big drop? Why is it charted totally differently, man? It's like they're saying it didn't have that big steep drop anymore. They were drawing it wrong. I don't know what the hell just happened. But that was so unreliable, man. We saw a giant straight plunge down on our chart. And now we see, it's like it didn't record that movement. We saw that movement happening, but it wasn't recording it. And I was wondering why. I thought it just deleted it or reversed it. But no, it recorded and tracked it. We had to reload the page. Okay, I understand now. I understand it. So no, it wasn't zoomed in. It's the same every time. I make sure not to zoom in because as soon as I try to zoom it in, it fucks it up. I can't see where the red dot is. Every time I try to zoom in, the red dot disappears. I can't see the movement. And that's the whole point of me zooming in, is to see the movement up close. Maybe it's an average of a bunch of exchanges. Maybe. I don't know where CoinMarketCap gets its data from. You could probably just, it's probably like on their help. If you could probably just research it. They'll probably tell you where they get their tracking. But let's see what we got happening now, because now I've got something I can work with. I've got movement that I can see. We've got a falling wedge pattern, generally a good sign, right? So we could draw the channel. Let's do it. We'll fuck this up with Trading View. Let's go into Trading View. Okay, we'll go into where we are right now. And we'll zoom it in here. And we'll put it in the, this is the 1 day, 1 hour. It's not going to, dude, why isn't this giving me the detail I need? This is crazy. Candle chart. On the 1 day chart, man. 1 week chart. Dude, this 1 week chart is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row is just crazy.
Good morning.
Hey, brother.
Ooh, you're reading candles.
No, I'm not.
Are those candles?
Yeah, I'm not reading candles. I'm trying to fucking get it to just look like the other one did, which is fucking impossible because it's not working right.
Oh, you mean like the little graph that goes up?
Yeah, it was like, it's dropping. It was dropping. I mean, this shows Bitcoin. Get this off of here. This shows shows a drop. Right here, it's dropping. Shows it dropping, right? So I just figure I could pull it up and trade. This was over the last 10, 11, 12, 4 hours, right? The last 4 hours, it's been dropping according to this chart. It's fucking falling, right?
I see it.
It goes from 42, it was all the way to 42, and it gets down to 41.2. So now when I click Trading View, and I go to the 1 day chart, this says the 1 day chart right now. Go into 1 day. Right here, let me just get into 1 day here. Look what this shit looks like.
It doesn't even look like the other one.
Dude, I mean, this is it. This is
where it peaked. Yeah, it started slowly.
11, 12, December. I mean, it's like the 10th, the 9th. This says this was at 43. So 42. What the fuck? What is this, dude? This is so weird. So weird, dude. I don't know why it looks like this 1 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, day. There's like buying Bitcoin USDT. I mean, why does it say when I say D, it doesn't, it's not doing it. Let's do 4 hour. That's 4 hour. You know, that's, okay, let's zoom out.
Yeah.
Where is this at? This fucking, dude, it's bullshit. This 42. This is the line I'm looking at right here. Alright, this is it. Okay, cool. So, I mean, this is what I got to work with. This is bullshit. Whatever. Dude, this is bullshit. There's no peaks here to work with, really. I mean, I'm assuming I have to go all the way back like that. Okay. So this is what I have to work with. And then I go like this. Okay, this is the best I can do. Like this. And go like this. And go like that. And then drop it there. Okay. And then go. The top is fucking crazy. So the top, all I got is this. To go like that. Right? Okay, now, so according to this, it's a falling wedge pattern, and we're just breaking out on the upside of that. Here, wait. There you go. So when you look at the channel, it's a channel. And we're just barely breaking out over the top of that channel right there. That's bullish. That means we should be going up because we're breaking up out of this channel. It's been falling in this channel for hours. And it looks like it's breaking out up. But that's not what we were seeing. I mean, if we could draw those lines on the other chart, I don't know if it was the same thing. I mean, I guess it kind of was.
Where's the wedge that you're talking about? That
it's not really a wedge, it's more of a channel.
Okay. Oh, you mean like that? The lines, the parallel lines.
Yep.
They're going at an angle.
Yes, and sometimes they're a little wider and it forms more of a wedge pattern, but they mean the same thing. That's just how you track it, but they mean almost the identical thing. If you get a falling wedge or a falling channel, doesn't matter. If it's going downward over a period of time, its tendency is to break out upwards. Once it gets, if it gets to the top of that channel, if it gets to the bottom of that channel, it'll break out downwards. But once it's over, it usually goes up. So that's what we look for now. If I close this, does it save the chart? It does. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Okay, so if we look on our chart, it's more of a wedge pattern. If we look on this chart, it forms more of a wedge, and it's a closing wedge pattern. And because I would be drawing from way back here, and I would draw a line across there and across there, and I would go all the way down there, and then I would start all the way up at this peak, and I would go from here and I would draw across this or across this peak right here and draw a straight line. And it is, if you look at that line and you go across this right here, this is breaking out over where that line would be. So if we flip back to Trading View, and we'll go back and forth, go like this, go like that, and you can kind of see. I'll zoom. I hate zooming this in because it ruins it. But here, wait. Let's stop, bitch. So if I go like that, and I go like this, that's supposed to be the same thing. So you can see how that pattern's working. Now, right now, it's just kind of flirting with that top part of the channel. Right now, it's just crossed the line that I drew, but that is the line with what I had available. So we can stretch this in a little bit, make it look more like this. It's a little bit more recognizable. Yeah, and you can see it's breaking out above that channel. So it's in a good spot right now to go up if it stays up there. If it comes back down under that channel line, if it comes back down under this point, then we might see a fall back into this pattern, which is very close. And it wouldn't surprise me if my drawing is off a little bit and it's still within the channel. It's hard to tell with this what I'm given here. I mean, I think we'd have more accuracy if we were able to use this page instead. You look at that 7-day, that's a hell of a drop.
Yeah, that shit.
It always smells so clean, bro. It's my underarm deodorant.
Nice.
It smells like it almost smells like if you walked into a sterilized, like a really nice, like a doctor's office or something though, but it was like, they used some kind of freshening, cleaning agent, made it all smell like totally clean. It's such a weird smell. It's nice. I mean, it's called Alpine Dr. Squatch. Alpine Sage. So it's
that's that big square soap bar.
yes, but what I'm wearing right now comes in a cylinder. It's underarm deodorant. It's also from Dr. Squatch. It's a different product. And it smells so good. My girlfriend loves it. Oh, I love it too. And that's why I'm a new, what is it, rep? Not rep. New spokesperson for Dr. Squatch Soaps. Let me break this plate. You're a man. You're not a plate. You remember that?
What is it?
This is Dr. Squatch advertising. He had a plate. He goes, "You're not a plate. You're a man." He throws the plate and smashes it.
I've seen the one where, the one I see the most right now is like, "Don't be a fool."
We lost you, bro. We have a Pinoy down. We have a Pinoy down.
In the shower, it's like you want to smell good, you want to smell like a man, and then it's like you got to get all of these. And it shows all the different scents. Where it's like
they all suck except for Bay Rum. Bay Rum is the only one worth a shit. And Bay Rum is awesome.
He's all. Let me grab my coffee real quick.
If I go to the 5-minute, no, it all looked the same, man. I tried it. It was all just a stupid line. It won't show the intraday trends, daily, weekly. Yeah, I like this chart right here. This chart's easy to read. I just wish I could draw on top of it. I just want to draw on top of this one. But if I just go like this, Buffalo, and we can compare with like this here, we could do compare with oh, you can only do those. Compare with Matic. Bitcoin is in the blue. So Matic is at 87 cents. We can see that on this chart now. What's wrong with candles? Pinoy wants candles. I think it reminds him of cake, Billy said. I've been here listening to you, and I do believe it's going below 41 again, like you think. You think it's going to make that drop? The prediction is 40,300 if it does it. But it's fighting right now. It's fighting hard. It hasn't really done anything here for a while. It's just been going to the side. So, alts have been holding up nice. Yeah, well, Harmony's rising slowly. Then it went down a little bit. It got all the way up to 1.8. I mean, 0.0118, I think. I was really excited. And then when Bitcoin crashed, it kind of crashed with it. So Harmony's down right at a penny and a half right now. So,
damn, penny and a half.
Yep. Good time to buy it.
Moving.
Good time to buy it. 1538. It just went from 33 to 38, 37. It's down 8% on its one-day average, guys. Great time to buy some Harmony. So, or other altcoins you might be interested in that might be down right now. You know, that would be, well, Ethereum's on its way back up. Wow, nothing is way down on its 24 hour. Nothing's way down on its 24 hour. Oh, that's its 1 hour. My bad. I was looking at the wrong chart. Harmony 1 is down 6.2. Doge is down 2.6. It's down to 9.5 cents from 10 cents. So good time to get Doge. If you thought Doge.
There's a big buzz of Shiba Inu right now too.
Let's see what
it's all
Shiba
over like
Inu's doing.
Reddit. It's all over TikTok and all kinds of shit.
Shiba Inu is down 0.85% on its 24 hour. It's up 7% on its week average. Avalanche is up 85% on its week average. Holy shit. Avalanche, holy shit, dude. Put that one on the goddamn watch list. Holy shit. Wait, what just happened? Did this put AVAX on here? I don't know, that was kind of weird. Yeah, my Harmony's down under purchase price, so it's in the red right now. It's still bopping along. Bitcoin's still bopping along. Cardano's at 57 cents. It's still up 5% at 57 cents on its 24 hour. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the almost 3-hour presentation. Pinoy, thank you.
Of course.
Alright, everybody.
Wait. Final toke before we get out of here.
Go ahead, bro.
I got you, dude. I
You got it.
you. I got you.
Alright.
We're gonna smoke some Gelato 41 Smalls.
Nice.
Some Smallies.
Is
Shout
it
out to
Warzone
everybody
that
that's
you
watching
play
the
or another
show.
version? Are you asking Pinoy or are you asking me? Because I'm not gaming anymore, but Pinoy plays Warzone.
Yeah, I play Warzone. I play.
Oh, we lost you again, bro.
Quite a bit too. It's very fun.
You cut out.
Huh?
You've cut out twice so far.
For real?
Yeah, it was weird.
Why?
It was your whole video, your whole signal cuts. Is it like somebody,
wow, that's
someone
weird.
downloading stuff, someone doing some movie?
Everybody's asleep right now.
Oh, weird. I wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah, everybody's freaking asleep right now.
Maybe do a
There's
speed
been-
test.
Where the hell is... Okay, my bad. Yeah, I'll do the speed test.
Test my
Probably got to reset the router. Sometimes you got to reset the router.
testmy.net.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
One
Pinoy.
love. Thanks everybody for showing up for my brother's show. Cheers.
Hell yeah. A lot of people watching, man. Lots of people talking, few of them chat. Lots of people watching, few of them chat.
Oh, well, in a world full of fake shit, some truthness is very refreshing.
Thank you. That's awesome. I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. That's real. Fucking fakeness. Your show is definitely like a beacon of truth. Yeah, fuck it.
We were watching a thing from this, you know Hassan Abi?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching one of his short videos, like a 15-minute video at the beginning of this show, where he's talking about this guy from Israel. Well, he's an American that was living in Israel, went over there and visited Palestine and had a very different take from the average Israeli on Gaza. It was really good, dude. Really good. Hassan Piker. That was good.
Oh. Oh.
All right, you guys take care. Peace, everybody.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, bro.